Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Doyle's Pissing People Off. Alright, so I posted the last video on the Camaro, if you guys watched that one, and I called it a barn find. And good God, did that set people off. It's not old enough. It's not rare. It's only blah, 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 blah. That is not why I called it a barn find. I called it a barn find because this thing is fucking disgusting. First of all, I'm pretty sure this is still America, so I have the freedom to say what I want and call it what I want. So there's that. I'm going to keep doing that. Second of all, if any of you would like to come sit in this car and tell me that this isn't smelling and reeking of a barn, you're more than welcome to. Because both my brothers have gotten in it and immediately went, whoa, what the fuck, bro? And then my dad came over today. He brought me over for what I'm about to show you here in a minute. And he opened the door and just closed the door. So that is why we're calling it a barn find. This car is not valuable. This is maybe $5,000. I don't know, and the transmission's 99% of the value in this fucking thing. So it's not valuable. And no, it's not old. It's only 12 years old. So it is called a barn find because it smells like a fucking barn. And I grew up in barns. And it smells like fucking cat piss. And it smells like fucking shit. So I'm going to keep calling it a barn find because I found it in barn find fucking condition. So there's that. Now with that rant out of the way, for those of you that are going to continue to watch this, I went and I bought the oven cleaner and I soaked the engine bay like an hour or two ago, and I have not popped the hood to look at it. So let's go ahead and see if there's any noticeable difference at all whatsoever. Go in here. I'll show you all this stuff here in a minute. Oh yeah, look at it. It's all foamy everywhere. Okay. So you guys can't tell. Let me shut the light off and then I'll fucking show you. Shut the light off when I had to turn the light on. Super genius. You see that? That's mice and rat shit. And it's literally fucking. It's on the rack. It's all through this fucking frame rail. All through that frame rail. And you guys saw the trunk of the car in the last episode. This thing is fucking disgusting. Well, I don't see any dust on it, so it can't be a barn find. Mud. Mud. All the mud from it being dragged through a fucking field and onto a trailer and all the mud. Hey. That is eaten out from mice. That is eaten out from mice. We haven't got to the interior yet. I don't fucking know. The trunk was eaten out with mice. I also sprayed it down with oven cleaner. That's rat shit, y'all. You see that black plug in the middle right there? I'm gonna pop that shit out and we're gonna pressure wash in here too. Rat shit. Fucking. This car is just covered in it, and Nemo was pushing the button for the fucking headliner and it feels all crunchy in there. So this entire interior needs to come out, and it's gonna be a fucking shit show, and it's gonna smell disgusting, and I don't think the gloves or mask are gonna cover it. So that's that. All of this is sitting, and it's going to continue sitting. If I find anything else in the shop to throw at it, I will do so. So let me set you guys down for a second, and then I will show you what else I bought for this project. Alright, I went down to the Yield Wally World, and I got some Scott's Blue shop towels, because why not? And I got some Tough Stuff multi-purpose foaming cleaner. I got 2 cans of that. And then I got this fucking Turtle Wax Power Out upholstery cleaner bullshit. because it had the brush on it. That's the only reason I bought that. And then I got some of these wipes. And some fucking dab shit. We got these microfiber cloths and more Armor All Ultra Shine Protectant. So, and the shop vac is around here somewhere. Back there. So we're going to do the best that I can, or we can, whatever the fuck you want to call it, to get this thing to not smell like rat shit and piss and disgustingness. Because I'd like this to actually be a decent car, you know? It'd be fucking tits. That'd be great. So, waiting on either one of my brothers to have an opportunity to tow me down to the car wash. Just can't do anything about this. Can't do anything about the trunk. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to film inside, but we may give it a try for you. So let me figure out what I got going on with my life, and then we'll get back to work. Alright, I pulled the back seat out, and look, more shit. And shit. And I haven't got to that side yet, but shit. And there's another nest. And there's another nest. And there's the shit that's in the back of it. Yeah. It just keeps going. It's alright. We'll pull this shit out one piece at a fucking time. And work our way to the back of the car. I suppose. Ooh, side airbag. That'll be fun. Anywho. Let me see if I can find an angle for you guys. If not, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna vacuum as much of this shit out as I can, get rid of these two nests, and continue on. Surprisingly, haven't found any dead mice yet. And definitely haven't found any live ones yet, so. Good there, I guess. Hey, Ted. I haven't vacuumed yet, but I cleaned out more, and it just keeps getting progressively worse and worse and worse and worse. You know, I've had some disgusting cars in my day, but this one may very well be the top of that list. For sure. Disgusting. Y'all, you fucking clogged there. Filter be clogged to seeds and shit out of the trunk. That's definitely full. Yeah, this thing's gross. And I'm back. Went and had lunch. Came back to the shop. Fucker's here playing with his car. Hi. It's undecided on whether he's taking me to the car wash or not. But I have the transmission tied up to where I believe we can close the hood. Yep. Boom. Okay. Transmission's tied up. The entire engine bay is full of oven cleaner. Headlights, the grill are covered in engine clean or oven cleaner. All the fog lights and stuff. I pulled the rear deck lid off of it. Let me turn on the light for you guys. I pulled the rear deck lid off of it. And I pulled out all of the shit from inside of it. And you can tell that I found more droppings. Yay! That was super amounts of fun. I did pull that drain plug like I told you guys that I was going to. Rolled it forward. And cleaned out that side. Looks a lot better back there so far. To get the seats out is a Torx bit. Oh, fuck. Jesus. I think that window's off the rail. I'm gonna have to leave myself a note or I'm gonna end up breaking that. I promise you, I will shatter that fucking window every time. He has Torx here, but they're not big enough. So I gotta go home and get the actual 3/8 T45 or whatever the fuck it is. I covered the wheels in oven cleaner, the back of the car. We're just gonna rinse it out as is. It's not my first car that I've washed out. I covered the bottom of the windshield because the wipers have been fucking sitting there forever and ever and ever. And yeah, that's pretty much all I can do for right now until we get it out to take it for a bath. So I think we'll leave it there. Catch up with you guys whenever we have a plan, whether it's today or tomorrow or who fucking knows, 42 days from now at this point. This motherfucker is sick, his girlfriend's sick. Everybody's being sick around me and I'm just like, stop it, you guys! Yeah, he's fucking chuckling. He finds it funny. I don't. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Alright, this is a totally different day and you guys are probably going to be totally confused, but we're going to leave here from working on the Camaro, which you guys just saw, and we're going to go to my dad's house and we're going to work on his Squarebody. And then we're going to come back here and we're going to work here some more. So I think that's how this is going to play out. Let me try and get it edited so far so I can get my brain around it. Then we'll move on to the next project. Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of I Fucked Shit Up and I Gotta Fix It Again. So, y'all know the 305 race truck. I donated it to Dad because he likes square bodies and I don't do square headlights. So, this is his. Started working on pulling the 305 out of it this morning because the 305 is mine and it's going to another project that I have. You can hear the cat crying on the other side of the door. It has separation anxiety. You might hear that a lot today. I knew that I unsealed the 305 because the last time that I drove it, it was blowing oil everywhere, profusely. What I did not know, and I found out this morning, is Dad went to drain the radiator before I got up this morning, and there was nothing in the radiator. I was like, huh. I wonder where my water went, because I thought it was frozen, maybe. No, it's all in the oil pan. So, not only did I kill the oil pan gasket, but I torched the head gasket, too. So, this motor's definitely going to be gone through. I had already planned to anyway, so it's not a big loss, but that's where we're at with it. So, let me turn you around and show you what we got going on. He's over here digging through tools. He's been working on it slowly this morning. So, I got the 305. It's coming out. The alternator bracket and this alternator are going on this engine. This is a 1972 402. I believe what happened was they put 30 over 396 pistons in it. So it's actually 10 over, which is fine. That makes this a 405 cubic inch big block. It's got domed pistons. It's got a decently sized cam in it. I think it's 598 lift on the exhaust side and 580 on the intake side, so it should flow pretty good. Picked up these headers used from another drag racer friend, and he also supplied us with a flywheel. So instead of going down and paying $42 for that and having to get it at AutoZone and having to pay $180 for these, we paid $100 for the headers and the flywheel. The motor mounts off the 305, bolts onto this. The last time we had this apart and I killed the torque converter, Dad bought torque converter bolts, so those are good to go. We got flywheel bolts over here on the toolbox. By the end of today, the front clip should be off of this. This motor should be out of it. This motor should be sitting in it. Or at least by the end of this episode, if not today. But that's the plan. Got the intake manifold ordered. This distributor, all the wires and everything. Go to this motor. It's pretty much a straight swap over. This is as easy as it gets, and this is old school shit. So, let's set you guys up, and we're gonna get to work.
You're only one. You choose it, don't lose it, don't let confuse it. Only then you begun. Feel like that. Feel like, feel like shining star. Giving, receiving, changing, believing. Only then we could start. Feel like that. Feel like that. Feel like that. Lay your arms around me and stay with me. Feel like that. Lay your arms and stay with me, baby. Feel like that. Lay your arms around me and stay with me. Feel like that. Lay your arms and stay with me, baby. Stay, stay, stay.
In a matter of like 2 hours, I got the front clip off and the motor's out. The 305 is loaded up in Dad's truck. It's going to its new home. Haven't told you guys where it's going yet. Dad is going to clean up the firewall before we install this. I don't know if he's going to paint it blue or black, but either way, I pulled out the main harness off of this side of the truck and pulled it completely out. So it's pretty much good to go. If you look at this side, see how this is straight all the way across, right? Over here, whoever we bought it from hammered this truck. You can see that it's bent completely in, and the sway bar is pushed all the way in, and the sway bar is bent. Yeah. So that's some stuff that Dad's got to replace over here. And clean up the firewall, and then we'll work on getting that guy in here. So that's where we're at. I will let you know when we catch up and figure out what the next plan is. Alright, so we are back at the shop, and I am not here to take the car to the car wash as much as that is what I want to do. It is cold and miserable, and I'm broke, and everybody doesn't have mutual time, so that hasn't happened yet. What has happened is I pulled the 305 out of the race truck, and I told you guys that it was going to go to its new home. I didn't tell you where that was going to be, but now you get to find out. Look, 305's in the race shop. If I pan this way, do some math here. Empty engine bay. Engine. Hey Evan, you want to stick the 305 in the Camaro?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna fucking happen. Alright, so this is Evan's 305, and he just ran the numbers on it, and it's what, an 86, 87? Is that what you said?
86, 87, 305.
So this is not the original motor out of the truck, and if you see this little plate right here that looks like the end of a bullet casing, this is a reman tag that's like a factory warranty tag or whatever. So anyways, we don't know how many miles are on this motor, but this thing has been the most reliable steed, at least one of the most reliable steeds that me and him have ever owned. I unsealed it, which is probably due to it being old, via the oil pan or the rear main seal, which is fine. But I also popped the head gasket, and he has decided that he is interested in tearing this apart because he wants to see the inside of it after all these years. I don't know how many passes he's got on this fucking motor. Like, lots of them. And then some high school kid had it, and then we got it back after it was sitting in the fucking trees full of leaves and shit because the intake was open. And I beat the shit out of it some more. So now I'm gonna set you guys up, and we're gonna tear this bitch open, and we're going to fulfill this dude's curiosity. And then he said we'll just pick it up by the head bolts and stick it in there when it's the time, because head bolts are cheap, and we'll just get new ones, and they should be perfectly fine to hold this weight. So, set you guys up, and we'll get to it. the 305 is apart. All right, so we didn't find a blown head gasket. It has a blown head gasket, so it was either weeping. It was either weeping, or it just wasn't bad enough that we could see it. But it's not bad enough to do any damage. So the block can be cleaned up, and this can all stay the way it is. The discussion right now is if I can have these heads planed to pick up some compression. Do some math on that later. Found how many bent push rods?
Let's see, we got 16, it's probably 12.
All of them. So lots of bent push rods, and then we found lifters that the keeper came out. Let me see if I can find one here. Like this. That is not how a lifter's supposed to look. A lifter's supposed to look like this. So these springs, 4 of them, are missing. So that's probably in the oil pan somewhere, so that's cool. Not really too worried about it right now. The only thing that I need this for is to make motor mounts to fit that thing, which we have already figured out how to do, so that'll be good. And then this weighing a whole lot less with the heads and intake and everything off of it makes it easier for me and him to move around to get into this. So that'll also make things nicer. Yeah. A rebuild kit for this is like $22 for all the gaskets on Rock Auto. I use Rock Auto exclusively. I love them to death. So, yeah, sponsored plug. I'm not sponsored yet, but I fucking should be. Oh, bro, tell me you got skill.
When I get in there, how can I get on it? I can see it. I can't get down low enough.
I dropped the top of one of those fucking lifters down in there, and that's what he's fighting with. Alright, so this serpentine pulley that he had set up on it is not going to be a thing that will be going in the trash can. I fucking hate that. We're gonna go back to V-belts on this. It's gonna get a fresh paint job. It's gonna get redone just like the big block did. Hopefully get a little bit more compression. He has some 202 heads that we wanted to put on here, but the valves shrouding doesn't.
There. Now it's in the oil pan.
Now it's in the oil pan. Victory. All right, well, that's all. So yeah, at some point this week I will be hoisting this into here. This brace right here that's in front of the transmission, that's getting cut out, and then this will drop right in, and then we've already figured out how to make motor mounts, so that'll be good. We'll get this refreshed and we'll get it going. I do believe that a 1986 Camaro 305 high output Z28 5-speed fucking whatever bullshit clutch will bolt to the back of this. 100% for sure will bolt to the back of this.
Or an 86 engine.
Yeah, so that's not a concern on that side. Whether it's going to go in there is also not a concern because of the input shaft being the same. What is going to be a concern is whether that input shaft is too long and bumps into this crankshaft. We may have to get a spacer plate or make some spacers depending on how ghetto I allow this man to be. He's already got a ghetto plan, but there's a kit for that. They also make spacers for this throwout bearing to bring it out. So it shouldn't be too hard to get all of this to function. I'm going to bulkhead the gas tank like I did on the old Ford pickup, and then we'll put a mechanical fuel pump back right there. So that'll be right there, Exhibit 8. And that'll be good, and then we'll go back to that exact intake that he's trying to talk me out of right now.
No, I'm not.
He was. It's just not drilled, or he would be. And that's pretty much it. You know, HEI is one fucking wire, so it won't be too hard to get this thing to drive. It'll be super ghetto, and we can drive it around with the car that's not on if we chose to. But yeah, so we're gonna continue tinkering here and fuck around for the rest of the night. Do you have any closing thoughts, good sir?
The only thought I just had, you said distributor. I hope we don't have an issue with running the upper cowl. That. Oh look, it's metal. It's steel.
What's the height?
I don't know.
I know, but we figured out the carb.
Yeah.
The carb's gonna stick up way fucking higher.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't matter 'cause it's gonna be right here. I don't know. Will it be cutting the Camaro or not? I guess.
There is also an alternative expensive choice if I choose not to be Jewish, which I probably won't be. I'll probably just cut into this thing because I don't care. They do make this weird, flat, 4-prong this way, 4-prong this way distributor that could be an option for this, for somebody else that wants to do this that has more commitment to the car and not cutting it up.
Maybe we'll do that anyway.
Probably not. Anyways, we'll be here fucking around. I'm gonna get this edited to you guys. Edited and out to you guys. And I wish you a good night. Get out there and wrench on something. It doesn't matter if it's a 305 or a Corolla or a Camaro or an 87 CRX or a Yukon with a 6.0 outside or a Squarebody. Just fucking get out there and work on something, y'all. Have a good night and God bless. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.